what makes people buy? Or if you want to say it in a different way, like what's the difference between copy that sells and copy that fails? But we're going to use fail for copy that didn't sell.
Right, exactly. Okay. The biggest issue or the biggest difference between the copy that sells versus that the copy that does not would be alignment.
Mm,
The message has to align with the prospects issues, or whatever it is that they're looking for, right? There has to be alignment there. And so I will say that that has been the biggest difference that I've noticed, is that when that copy doesn't sell, there is it's not aligned. The copy is not aligned with the offer, and or the offer is not aligned with the base, the client base or the prospect base that's being
yeah.
targeted. So alignment is like the first word. As I listened to your question, I was like, yeah, that for me, it has to be alignment. Like it's just not aligned.
Yeah.
um and so then somebody may ask, okay, so how does one get to the point of alignment, right?
Yes.
And so, people have this misconception that the hardest part about copywriting is writing.
Mm,
I
speak
beg
on
to differ.
it.
The
Speak on it.
hardest part about copy is the research.
Yes.
Because I mean, if that's not on point, you can forget about it. I can write the best copy in the world, but if that copy doesn't resonate with the target audience, if it's not aligned,
Yeah.
then it's a miss, right? So for example, in my day-to-day language, I tend to use, like, I guess what some people would consider GRE words. And if you're not from the United States, that's basically just a fancy way of saying like big words, like
Yeah.
collegiate words. And that's my day-to-day. Now, let's say that I'm writing copy for a client and their audience base is 22 to 54,
Yeah.
maybe some college, but or maybe not. But nevertheless, it's a broad audience. Well, I have to really be careful because my natural inclination is to use like the big words,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But when you're speaking to a broader audience, I mean, unless you're speaking to a very sophisticated intellectual audience, you've really got to learn how to, I don't want to say dumb it down because that's actually, I think that's a bit insulting. You've
Sure.
got to learn how to change the way in which you communicate a message so that it resonates with the masses. It's
Yeah.
aligned with the masses, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I said, there have been times where I've written copy. Again, this is the reality. I'm not in the stunner culture. I don't do the whole stunting, and I want to show y'all pulling up I'm in a Range Rover and all that. That's not my thing.
Right.
So I can be very transparent and say there have been instances where I've written copy that just did not align because I, again, in my natural inclination to use these larger words, I didn't think like people probably are reading this and don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Like they don't even know what this means. And so, yeah, it's just something I have to fight often, because again, that's my natural inclination.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say alignment is the like direct answer to your question. Is like if that copy doesn't sell, the messaging does not align with the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Well, that's really good. I think we have that in common, that GRE disposition or
Yeah.
that's how I do it too. I was on a call right before we got on this call with a person, a marketing manager or something like that for one of my clients. And somehow in this conversation, I used the words recalcitrant
Oh.
and bloviate,
Oh.
pestilence. It's just weird. So, but
Wow.
if those things make it into the copy, you had to be sure you're talking to college professors
Definitely. Yeah.
or surgeons or something, because the average person
No.
doesn't speak that way. And even if they, not to say they don't understand, but it's going to stand out as, that's weird. Like, why are we talking this way?
Yeah.
Now, I do talk that way when I'm face to face with people. I use words, and then I think about it, like, am I showing off? What's happening here? I just feel, but like, I like words, like you like words.
Yeah,
And so the word
exactly.
that really fits what I want to say is recalcitrant right now. And so that's just what happens. But when you're writing, you got to make sure that it fits. If you're talking to a particular audience, you need to talk in a way that resonates with that audience. That's actually the first thing on my list of maybe a slightly different angle,
Yeah.
but your alignment of language. But you said it, alignment of priority. Like, what is it that's important for them? Am I selling what's important to them?
Yep.
Or am I selling something they don't care about? Because if I'm trying to sell something they don't care about, they're not going to buy it. Why would they?
Yep. That's a great point.
And nobody's on your email list for the fun of it.
Right.
On your email list because they expect to get something out of it, something for them. My wife, I say this all the time. She's on the Old Navy email list, and every time Old Navy sends an email, we're getting new clothes. I wish they didn't send emails every day because
right.
we got graphic tees for days, and it's what $20 jeans, like the
Oh
kids, a mountain
gosh.
of jeans is tall, which is fine. My 12-year-old is growing like, I don't know, like a chia pet.
Oh wow.
He's as tall as I am. He's
What?
12.
At
So it's
12?
become, yeah, he's almost 6 feet. So he's almost as tall as me.
Whoa.
And so I mean, anyway, so we need to buy new clothes all the time. But so it's important for her to have clothes and to look nice, and this is cute. So that's aligned with her priorities of, because she buys stuff for me sometimes. She doesn't buy anything for herself because she don't wear Old Navy like that. she has a higher level of she likes looking nice in a way that Old Navy doesn't really deliver.
Okay.
But for me, like, I'm basic t-shirts and jeans, and the kids, they're going to school. They not all Old Navy, but they buy a lot of it. So anyway, it's aligned with her priorities. If I'm sending emails, it needs to be aligned with people on my list to hear about copywriting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I need to write about copy, or I need to write about something related to that. And if I start talking about something else, the latest vegan diet trends, they're gonna disengage very quickly.
Yep.
If I try to sell an affiliate offer on how to eat healthy, they'll be like, "What are you doing? It's just weird." And so that's the first thing. Ahmed, I'm gonna get to your question in 1 second. The other thing I wanted to highlight, actually, I said there was 4 things.
Yep.
One of them is that alignment piece, alignment with language, alignment with priority. Again, like, also something that I like, but it's not a priority for me, is whatever. Like, if you sending emails for something, it has to be like a top priority to make sure that they're going to read an email about it and buy it. Not just, okay, I like the Chicago Bulls, but I don't care about them, so I'm not going to go buying Chicago Bulls gear. But for some people, they rep hard. I'm a Bulls fan for life, and they want to make sure they always got the new hat, and they want to wear the Zach LaVine jersey, whatever. And so they buy that. But that ties into the second part, is identity. Like, if you can tap into, and this actually is also aligned in the same, or is connected to alignment. If you can connect your offer to how they see themselves, right? Then they're going to want to buy. Like, how you're going to help them to become who they want to be.
Yep.
Or to express who they are. Right. So there's, like I said, in the case of someone who's a Bulls fan, every day I go out, I wear the Bulls hat.
Yep.
They'll buy Bulls gear over and over again.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point.
Or if they're, I didn't pick anything right there, but this is part of who I am. Is you talk about the stunt culture, like, ooh, if I buy that piece of jewelry, back in the day when the sunglasses, that was the thing. I gotta have these new shades. I'm gonna pull up. Nobody's got the shades. I'm gonna lock the block down with these. And then, but you promote it to them in that way. This is how you shut them down when you walk in a room. All eyes are on you. It's connected to the identity of who they are or who they want to be. That's the second thing.
Yeah,
the third thing, and this I like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said that's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we don't talk about as easily, because that's in the research. You don't know who they want to be unless you do the research.
Exactly.
Or you don't necessarily know how they see themselves and their place in the world unless you talk to them, unless you stalk them online, you read the comments that they leave in Facebook groups and on Amazon products and things. And when you do those things, you can say, oh, this is what they wished they could be, but they're not sure how to get there. Well, let's help them get there. Or this is who this is what they love about this product. It helps them express who they are in some specific way. And but let's highlight that. Let's not make them connect the dots for themselves. But they say, oh, if I bought this, it would help me express myself. Let's talk about what this does for you and by enabling you to be boldly who you are, fully who you are. So I think that those are important points. The third one that I like is if you can reframe the problem that they experience, help them see that they misunderstand the problem. And the new understanding of the problem that you present them is so blatantly obvious once they see it, then they instantly want to buy. Oh, you figured out my problem. That's not always easy to do.
Right.
Not always easy to do. But, I think that it's something that, like in weight loss, for example, they're always trying. I'm not going to say they're always successful, but they'll say, oh, the reason you're not losing weight is because you have, what's the one? It was like cortisol, whatever it is.
I have no idea. Oh, yeah, I think it's cortisol.
One of those. And it says it causes belly fat to accumulate and you can't get rid of it. So it's like, oh, it's not because I eat pork rinds and drink chocolate shakes twice a day and refuse to exercise. And and that's fine because, you don't want to make people feel bad. But I mean, positioning it here, let's help you understand why you really struggle.
Right.
And now you say, oh, okay, well, how do I get rid of the cortisol then? And then boom, here's how you get rid of cortisol. And then if that's convincing and they buy into your reframe, then they want to buy. So that's still aligned with priorities. Because if I don't care about the belly fat, it doesn't matter. So you're right on the money. If I don't care about the belly fat, actually my wife kind of likes it. Right? She's like, my honey thick.
Oh gosh.
I was very skinny for the first 10 years we were married, like very skinny. And so having gained a little bit of what Will Smith calls man meat, right? Is that what he called man meat? When he was talking about,
I didn't know he said that. That's funny because I know he can gain some weight for sure.
And he looks good too, right? I think he was talking to Jaden, and Jaden's like, when am I going to look like you, Dad? He said, nah, it took some years to get this man meat. Like you're usually gonna have to put the time.
That is hilarious.
It's hard to, when you're a teenager, you got a teenager body most of the time. And especially when you're like me, skinny like that. My son looks exactly the same. And then, but when I'm 35 and when I'm 40, this is a different. That is true.
I don't know why that's so interesting. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. And the fourth thing, it's really the same. And I won't belabor this point, but it's when we have an opportunity to stack value way beyond what the cost is, or it's to stack desire. Like, I really want to do this. And you just layer on, when you do this, you get boom, 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 boom. And the email is great for that, right? Because over time, you can show them, just build the desire up.
Yep.
When you do this, you're going to be smarter. When you do this, your hair is going to grow back.
Yep.
When you do this, your eyesight's going to get better. When you do this, the belly fat goes away.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's the same thing, but you just build it up. And if you can do that in one thing, like the value stack, this bonus is worth $20 and this bonus is worth $30. Yep. But it's real value, like not just I said it's worth $9, but you don't care. But I really wanted that anyway. And you're going to give it to me as part of this other thing? How many times have we bought something for the bonus and didn't even care about the main product?
I know, that's so true. Yeah, that's true. The bonuses were on point. Very true.
I just need the t-shirt that come with.
Right.
I don't really care about, but if I can get that t-shirt though, it'll be worth the $19.99 that I spent. So those are four things that in my estimation really make people, they can instantly go from blah, whatever to, I got to have that.
Exactly.